I'm Kevin from GRAVEWURM, and today I'm going to talk about the first album, Angel Storms of War. Initially recorded it as a demo under that name in the summer of 1995, and there was another demo in the winter of 95 into 96 called Nocturnal Spells. Those two demos were compiled and later released as a full-length album in 2000 on the record label Barbarian Wrath. Initially, Barbarian Wrath wanted a album for their new label with all new material. I didn't have material at the time. Being in the military, I was on my own musically, and all I could do was offer him basically a compilation of the two demos. I asked a tape trading friend from the band Angel Kill at the time, the singer, went by the stage name Black, to create an intro for the would-be album. And he did, and it was pretty cool. I liked it. He also remastered those demos using the technology at the time, and it became the first album, Angel Storms of War. This was fairly poorly received in the underground, to my knowledge. Most of the people at the time were striving for a clear, thick, brutal death metal sound. And even the black metal community thought it was too primitive and didn't care for it. But Barbarian Wrath liked it, and that's what mattered to me at the time, after being in the era of doing just demos for nearly 10 years. So, I enjoyed it. Later, in a few years after, the Polish label Time Before Time Records would contact me and ask about doing a cassette release of it. And of course, I was up for it, and I'm not sure how many of those were made, maybe 100 or 200. Real DIY, old school, just self-recorded cassettes, but with a very nice glossy cardstock cover, using the same cover art. And then a few years after that, Dawn of the Dead from the band Unslaughter was putting together a small label of his own to do specific certain releases that he wanted to do, and he asked to do an LP version of that. And I believe there were 300 maybe of those. Some were color vinyl. It's hard to remember all these things, but that was better received, as vinyl in the underground was a specialty item back in mid to late 2000s, as it's not wasn't it was still around, but it wasn't super popular like it is in 2024, 2025. So, and then lastly, for this album, on my own label, Funeral Empire Records, I decided to re-release this album with the bonus tracks from the Sinister Curse demo, which was recorded in 1994. It's just 3 songs, one of which was a re-record from a previous demo, but it's just to give you a look into the primitive music that we were into creating back then, and stuff that was before the album. So that's all for now. And next video, we'll discuss the second album. Cheers.